What's up YouTube, Fallout Freak here. And for those of you who have Amazon Prime, lucky you, you get to watch the Fallout series. Unlucky me, I don't have Amazon Prime, so crossing my fingers, hopefully it'll come out to DVD one day. Cross my fingers, hopefully. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with this video. So this is going to be a locations video. For my last locations video, we talked about the Jefferson Memorial, which is a Fallout 3 location, so we went full circle once again, and we'll be talking about a Fallout 4 location today. And that location is none other than Concord. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Concord. Concord is a location in the Commonwealth in Fallout 4. Background: Revolutionary days. The town of Concord was founded in 1635. Signs noting the year can be seen entering the town from the west and south. On April 17, 1775, British soldiers in the area were involved in the initiative to quell the growing tide of revolution under the command of General Thomas Gage. Gage had received orders from the Earl of Dartmouth 4 days prior to see all artillery, ammunition, provisions, and weaponry held by the colonists of Concord destroyed. The general ordered Lieutenant Colonel Smith to take 21 companies of their best soldiers in haste and secrecy to Concord in order to disarm the militia. Gage instructed Smith to destroy the weaponry, but to avoid harming the colonists, stealing from them, or destroying their property. Before midnight, Smith set out with 700 soldiers from Boston Common to carry out his orders. In response, Paul Revere instructed Robert Newman to climb to the top of the Old North Church, lighting 2 lanterns to alert the colonists that the British forces were approaching via the Charles River. While Newman broadcasted the warning, Revere started towards Lexington and Concord on his famous midnight ride to warn fellow patriots that the British had mobilized. The 2 forces met near the Old North Bridge, starting the battles of Lexington and Concord, and ultimately sparking the Revolutionary War. A monument is located near the bridge to commemorate the event. Pre-war, the town's centerpiece, the Concord Parks and Recreation Department's Museum of Freedom, showcased these historical events and welcomed tourists, while the rest of the city displayed remnants of flags and signs reading "Celebrate History." Post-war, on the day of the Great War in 2077, a vertibird carrying a squad of U.S. soldiers, including Staff Sergeant Michael Daly, was struck by a massive EMP that knocked the vehicle out of the sky, causing it to crash into the roof of the Museum of Freedom. Most of the crew survived, Daly included, due to wearing his suit of T-45 power armor. In the time following the nuclear apocalypse, the squad's numbers dwindled due to deadly encounters with scared survivors and simply fear-induced panic until it was only Daly left, who decided himself to abandon and go to find his sister in Boston, leaving the vertibird and the power armor residing on the building's roof for the next 2 centuries. By 2287, the city was largely abandoned, occasionally picked over by scavengers and raiders. Preston Garvey, one of the last remaining Commonwealth Minutemen, you can see my Fallout Characters video about Preston Garvey, by the way, and his group of refugees fleeing from Quincy after the Quincy Massacre were attempting to find a place called Sanctuary for shelter, but ended up trapped in the museum by Gristle's raider band, who were seeking to capture one of them, Mama Murphy, for their boss Jared in the Corvega assembly plant in Lexington. Layout: several of the houses and stores of Concord are boarded up. The Museum of Freedom and the church are located in the southeast part of town. The workhouse is situated near the main road to the north, and the Concord Speakeasy is in the center. These buildings are down the street from the museum near the Concord Civic Access Underground and Concord Savings and Loan. Across the street is Wright's Inn. There is also an accessible hardware store by the museum near a Walden Drugs and Fallon's department store. 3 municipal plutonium wells are affixed to buildings throughout the town. So that is a little bit about Concord. Let me go ahead and pull you up a picture of what Concord looks like. There it is. Let me go to my desktop. Let's expand it first. Okay, now let's go to my desktop. And there's Concord. So you see the sign right here, entering Concord, 1635. Got some pretty kept up houses from the from after the apocalypse. Road looks all worn out. And here is what Concord looks like on the map. This is Abernathy Farm, Red Rocket Truck Stop. There's Sanctuary right there. I talk about that in a locations video. I think I also talk about Vault 111 in a locations video. Be sure to check those out as well. But here's Concord. It's right next to the Museum of Freedom, just bordering it. You can get there after stopping at Red Rocket Truck Stop to get dog meat. And let's see, and yeah, here's the outside. So there's the Museum of Freedom, Concord Church, there's the hardware store, Speakeasy, Wrights Inn, there's the Workhouse, Concord Savings and Loan, Fallon's, Walden Drug, and yeah, those are all of the locations. This is what it looks like on the non-Pip-Boy map. This is an aerial view of the actual map itself of Concord. So that is a little bit about Concord. Hit me up in the comment section below. Please let me know what you thought about this locations video and what are some of your favorite locations in the Commonwealth Wasteland of Fallout 4. Mine, of course, is Diamond City. I've always had a soft spot for Diamond City. Very busy city, I guess. But until my next locations video, you must always remember that war never changes.